here has lived in a house? My first love was a house. Her name was the Bernard Villa, and she was a plantation house just outside of the French Quarter in New Orleans. I remember the first time I walked into her front center hall. I could feel the goosebumps raise, and I could breathe in a completely different air, a different sense of soul than I had experienced in any other place on this earth. Next to me was the owner of the house. He had grown up in that house, and he had watched as successive owners from the family had subdivided it into 7 apartments. And as we walked together through the house, he followed very carefully my eyes, and we discovered together all of the things that made this the most magnificent house on the planet. We climbed a ladder together into the false ceiling, and we saw how the windows had been bisected, and how the chimneys had been removed, and how the ventilation systems had been covered. And he made a decision on that day that the Bernard Villa was going to be my home, because he knew I would restore it and care for it and bring it back into community. That sent me on a tremendous journey. This fledgling young architect rebuilding her own home, and not just the property itself, but the land that used to be the plantation that belonged to this plantation home became not only my neighborhood, but the people on it, my family. Let's go ahead 2 decades. I'm an architect, and I've spent my entire career trying to understand how you can undo the harm, the thoughtless, careless harm and damage that has been done to all sorts of elements of our environment. I felt like I was making a tremendous contribution to the world doing that work, just as I did restoring this house for the neighborhood. I believed that my mission on this planet was to be the one who cracked the systems around how the human environment and the built environment and the natural environment could support one another in creating a thriving system for this world. And I really believed with all of my heart that that was possible. In that journey, I would like to share with you what I learned. I would like to invite you to nature's game of innovation. I call it accelerated evolution. I would like to invite you into the possibility that the key to all living systems thriving is not the way that they interact with each other, but each being able to function as to its true nature. I would like to invite you into the possibility of a world where each of us can control our environment through following the roadmap that is internal to only ourselves, that can be heard only to our voice. So my name is Prisca Weems. I've lived a lot of places. Some of them I've even called home. But that's not my true home. My true home is people. My accelerated evolution started at the age of 16, the day of my father's funeral. It started the moment when I learned, or maybe the word is felt, when I felt something very surprising. It was the moment when I realized that I was sad for myself, for my family, for our friends. But I was not sad for my father. I was proud of my father. I was proud of my father because he had lived a life full of self-intention and purpose. In his desire to support for his family, he had gone into a life of politics. He believed he could do something good for the world in that line of work, only to discover, upon arriving there, that it was so contrary to his own nature that he didn't believe he would be able to accomplish anything And at that moment of realization, he pivoted and he decided he had no other option but to follow his great passion, which was photography. The day that that helicopter dropped out of the sky, my father was doing exactly what he loved in exactly the way he loved to do it as a National Geographic photographer, traveling the world, meeting extraordinary people in all walks of the world, in all places in the world, and telling their story, helping them to tell their own story. My father's greatest gift to me was to teach me that deep inside of us is a core map. Inside of us, there's a roadmap that if we follow it, we have not only the exceptional opportunity to create something extraordinary in our own world, but we have the opportunity to enrich and enliven other people's ability to enrich their own worlds. So now we're going to go back. 10 years after I moved into the Bernard Villa, Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. And I had the exceptional opportunity to be part of the rebuilding of that extraordinary city for 10 years. What I learned during that time was that the most beautiful thing in the world is watching a system, a living system, find its own inner strength and its own capacity to create unknown things. What I learned at that time was not what I already knew, which was how to rebuild cities for resilience. What I felt and experienced was that if you take away all resources and you leave someone alone with only their core capacity and ability, magic things happen. It was the most inspirational period of my entire life, and it completely shifted and flipped what I knew to be true. It taught me that exceptional environments do not create exceptional people. It taught me that healthy, vibrant, exceptional people create healthy, vibrant, exceptional places. But the greatest gift of this period was not the belonging or all of the amazing people I had the honor to work next to. It was that it taught me my core design. I thought to that point that my job on this planet was to help heal broken systems. And by helping me heal myself, it opened up the possibility that I could support other people in healing themselves and growing into their own opportunities and beauty. My question now for the world is not, what's the problem I can help you fix? My question to the world now is, do you know your core design? If you don't, here's something that you can do to get started. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let the tension out of your body. And remember all of the things that you loved before you were 7 years old. What was it that lit you up? What was the gift that you were burning to share with the world? What did you want to tell the adults that you could see that they did not understand? What made you laugh? What made you sing? What made you dance? You can open your eyes now. My invitation to you is this. Go do those things. Realign. Because we all run around the world trying to fix other problems that other people have created, not to bring our core capacity not to stand tall, and to do what we were born to do, whether anyone cares, whether they're listening, whether they believe in us. This is how we heal ourselves. This is how we heal everything around us. My wish for all of you, each and every one of you, is that you take the power in your hands of accelerated evolution. My wish for you is to know that you are the only one with the power to change your environment. My wish for you is to know that changing ourselves is the only way that we change the world. My name is Prisca Weems, and my current love is you. My current love is everything your core design makes you capable of. My love is the belief in what you can do to change the world. Thank you.